everyone, welcome to my vlog. I'm going to try something slightly different this week. I am planning to record all the kind of studio footage throughout the week and then post it on Friday. Well, that's the plan. I will try it. I'll see how I get on with it. Truth be told, I completely lost my mojo here on YouTube. I don't know. I think I have a theory that it's a burnout that I had right before the Christmas break. Up to that point, I was super busy doing all sorts of things. And yeah, I just feel completely burned out. I have literally no will to create anything. I have some ideas and then they quickly kind of just go away. And I'm not sure if I should do it. I keep questioning myself. Is it going to be good enough? Is it worth my time investment? And I just find myself doing all sorts of other things. I just think that there is everything for me to create, but somehow it's just not happening. And I just think it really is a true burnout. I started my YouTube channel in 2017, I believe. So it must have been a good 5 years that I have been creating YouTube content here. And not once in those 5 years did I feel like this. So, I don't know. I heard loads of other YouTubers much earlier in their YouTube career that they felt burned out within a year, within 2 years. I didn't feel like that at all. And now things have shifted. So, I'm trying to share that with you in case you're having like an artistic block as well. And in the past, I would find it quite interesting to hear other artists here on YouTube share their experience and what eventually kind of got them out of it. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to kind of document it in a way and see where it takes us. I have really enjoyed reading all of your input for that video that I did. I think was it the last video of the year where I just sat in front of the camera and just did a bit of a chat about subscribers numbers not going up as they used to. It was really interesting to see some of your thoughts, and yeah, it's just kind of like I'm just letting it marinate a little bit because there's just something I'm trying to figure out, because I find it fascinating that the videos that are requested, those are the videos that are clearly enjoyed and watched by my long-term subscribers and viewers, people that take time to comment on my videos, people that have been with me throughout the entire journey, or most part of it, or half of it, or whichever part, or recently discovered me. I get an amazing amount of really positive messages, and especially after that video, I had so many people reach out to me on other platforms and send me really beautiful, heartfelt, warm, kind emails and messages. And I'm so thankful for all of you, all of you and all of your support here on the channel. And yeah, they were very timely. At the point where I sort of was questioning, what am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? What is it that I want to improve? Things just don't make any sense because, like I said, certain things that are requested, they're then not really doing very well on YouTube. And of course, I want to satisfy my viewers and do something that I love and they love watching. But I also want there to be enough circulation on YouTube. However, if I start doing the videos that do circulate very well, then I find there is a certain sense of boredom from both, from you, well, from some of you and myself. I find it boring to just do swatching videos, and I have changed or tried to change that strategy throughout the last year. I still kept some swatching videos, but really minimized them and tried to put some vlogs and all of that creative kind of content, which again, some of you really loved, but those videos didn't do very well. So I'm asking myself whether I should just really sit down and like develop a strong strategy of how I want things to be and just stick to it and see where it takes me, rather than doing a few of those videos and sort of seeing they're not doing well, and then I'm thinking, well, I'll just park it, I'll try something else, I'll try something different. So I'm just really thinking about things and letting it process, and I think partially this has interrupted my kind of creative flow, because in actual fact I have a few projects that I'm supposed to be working on, but even those that I'm not supposed to film, even those I'm kind of putting off and thinking I'll do it another day, I'll do it another day. And there's a definite block, like artistic, creative block that I'm experiencing now. Yeah, so I'm just trying to take day by day. At the moment I have purchased new studio lights, which I'm using because it's been quite difficult to film. Now it's sort of winter and we're back to -6 degrees. It's very cold. It's impacting the light. The natural daylight that I get is very cold light. If I try to edit it, sometimes the lighting is just not great. Sometimes when I do feel, oh, I want to film something, I have the time, I have the mood, but then the lighting is horrible. I did have one studio light which helps me throughout autumn. During winter I really need 2 studio lights. So I was looking and looking, and that light that I bought, which I'm really happy with, but it's just not available anymore. So I ended up buying 2 extra lights, and now I have 3 lights to help me navigate. So at the minute I only have 1 studio light from this area, and then from what's left of the daylight from the window, which is basically here. And I did set up a couple more, or 1 more of the studio lights, but then I realized it was just too high light exposure. So yeah, I will be trying to navigate with the lighting, with everything else, and see where it takes us. So that's the new thing, studio lights, and pretty much that is it. I have bought a couple of art books that I will be doing reviews. Those videos still will be happening because they do really well on my channel, and I think it's so useful to have a place to go to if you want to look into a book. When I buy my books on Amazon, this is the main source where I buy my books from, and yeah, there's just not much you can see on there, and oftentimes I just end up buying it, and it's like, you know, Russian roulette, where you don't know if it's going to be a good one or a bad one. So that's the situation. So the book that I purchased is actually a book that is great for decor. It's called In the Mood for Color, and it's by Hans Blomqvist. He has a few books out, and this one I purchased because we're redoing one of the rooms, or we're doing it up actually. So I'm just getting inspiration for color palettes, and basically, just to give you an idea, this book goes through different color palettes, and it shows you decor wise what you could sort of create. It's great for artists in the sense of getting inspired by color palettes, and great for interior designers and all of that good stuff. So the contents are divided into dark, pale, natural, soft, and bold colors. And like I said, I will do a proper review of the book for you so you can have a good look inside. The other thing that I purchased was this interesting set, or a kit rather. It's called Poses for Fashion Illustrators, or illustration, and it's 100 essential figure template cards for designers. So I believe this was designed by a few talented people in Japan, if I'm not mistaken. And basically it's a little box that you get. You can open it like that. It's got dividers here, and you pull out, there's a using guide, and then you pull out any card from, for example, basic, casual, freedom, glamour, confidence, athletic. Then we have dramatic, lounging, maternity, plus size, portrait, and technical. So then, I don't know, let's say we go into casual. That's a big unit here, or a big section actually, of the casual. And you just pull out a card. They're quite densely filled here. So they're numbered, and you can always find a way to put them back in. And it gives you kind of, you know, an idea of how to do the pose. Also, it's reversed on the other side, it's turned to the other side. So I thought I will be using those to learn a little bit more about fashion illustrations with my moving doll sets. So this one here, it should be still available on my Etsy, Alyona Creates. So check it out if you want. Basically, you can use them to create those illustrations. All you need to do is just create the dotted line of the illustration, and then fill the areas that you need with like the body parts, basically. I'll do a video one day to share the process. So that's another thing which I thought was quite interesting. I need to change the battery. I'll see you in a second. All right, here we are. We're back. Then I have two more books. I've got actually two of the books by Matt Seville, and I watched a great video on Natasha Newton's channel. This was a little while ago, not too long ago, maybe a couple of weeks ago. And oh no, this was before Christmas, because I ended up ordering one of the books. So there's a penguin book as well for my son's stocking filler, and he's obsessed with penguins. We went for his birthday. He had a birthday in November, and we went to London Zoo, and there's this lovely, beautiful section with the penguins, and they are the most gorgeous thing. They're tiny, they're like this tall, and there is like a big swimming pool with glass walls, and you can look inside. Obviously you can see them swimming, but you can see their bodies under the water because it's all glass, so you can see how they swim. And they created like a jacuzzi type of thing where there's water coming out in a stream, and basically these penguins were swimming towards that stream, and it looks so cute. He's obsessed with penguins, so I got him the penguin book as well. Now this one is the Our Woodland Birds, and it says Nature Lover's Guide. And the other book that Natasha reviewed, that was another book, and I think there is a fourth one if I'm not mistaken. But the illustrations are gorgeous, and yeah, just something to be inspired by. I'm currently curious about illustrative drawing and painting style, and so just studying a little bit of that. So I thought I'll share this one with you. Do let me know if you would like a full review for that book as well. And then there is this one here, which has been in my Amazon cart for a really, really long time. It's called 100 Illustrators, and it's a Taschen book. Any Taschen book you pick up is always fantastic. It's by Stephen Heller and Julius Wiedemann. I'm a huge fan of these small book formats because they're very manageable. If I am, I don't know, if I want to like cozy up in front of the fireplace, or if I want to take it to bed, or just, you know, kind of move around with it, whereas I find a big book quite difficult to manage. This book basically features different illustrators, and again it has this fabulous format where you get the name and the self-portrait of every artist, which I think is so cute. I love the idea of that. And then a painting of the artist, and then a little bit more on their work. Just a couple of pages, and then you get to your next artist, and same thing. So you get a painting and then a little bit about their style, and like a large spread. So let's do one more. there, and then it carries on like that. I hope you could see it when I was flipping it. So yeah, it's a great book. Recommend it highly. It is fun, definitely is. I just wasn't sure if it would be good or not, because again, it was hard to make a judgment on just those couple of pictures on Amazon. This I definitely will do a full book review for you. And that is it. I did a little order on Jackson's, but nothing too exciting. I'm planning to create like smaller paintings and sell them on my Etsy. So this will be the format of it. It's 5 by 7 inches and they are 300 GSM. Well, they're different papers. So we've got a watercolor block. This is a cold press. Then we have a rough natural white, both of them, and yeah, acid free. So these are 2 watercolor blocks, and then I have all. I just noticed the memory card got full. So basically, yeah, these are the formats of the color blocks, and I'm looking forward to start working on that hopefully soon, and I'll try to take you on the journey as well. I'll see if I am in the mood maybe tonight to create a little bit and use my studio lights, because now with the 2 lights I hope I can also create during nighttime or evening time, and that should be okay. So it should cancel out each other and not create a shadow, because in the past with the one light there would be like a strong shadow. So let's see how that goes, and I will see you hopefully later. When I feel completely uninspired, I find that doing simple swatches really can ignite something, because if you pick up one color, you can kind of add a few more colors, and having a minimal color palette always gives me some sort of ideas for an art project. This time it's not just not feeling inspired. This time I was completely feeling like I just can't create. There's a lot of doubt and there's a lot of questioning whether if I sit down and I will create, will I hate the art that I will create? This is how I've been feeling pretty much most of January. It's been now over 2 weeks and I can't stand being in this mindset. So I decided to get some inspiration by doing swatches, but not just sort of the boring type of swatches, but revisiting my color palette that I've done a video on, the first video of this year. If you haven't watched it, those are the swatches that you can see at the top of the sketchbook right there, and the beautiful array of pencils. And take some colors that I have in that palette and create limited color palettes. I felt completely inspired by the super limited color palette of Daniel Igneus. I hope I'm not butchering his name. The colors are just so simple in a way. There's only a number of colors here, and when I focus on that, I find my mind doesn't think about putting down too many things onto the paper. So starting simply and bringing the color palette down to just a couple of colors makes it a good start. You have to start somewhere, right? So to me that's always the color. And then I decided to take it further, where I'm still using the same colors, but now I'm playing with the textures, and I'm using pencils as before, but this time I'm blending and shadowing the colors and creating a softer kind of blend from a darker into lighter color play. And again, that creates a beautiful dimension, and it doesn't look as simple as just a pencil swatch in the same thickness of it. So that's what I did there, and it again is just taking the same aspect but changing it up slightly. This type of process really helps to get your mind to relax in a way and open up to new ideas. You could take it even further and maybe do different shapes and just think of it in all sorts of different ways that you can present those couple of colors. And then for myself, I decided to change up the shape of the leaves of this illustration slightly, and then bring some of those contrasting and deep colors that I've just been inspired by from those fashion illustrations into the color palette that I already had swatched out on the page. So I'm bringing all those beautiful juicy greens, but this time I'm going to add nice pop of a dark color that will create that gorgeous contrast and just lift everything. Also playing with the textures of the pencil, so the dark blue pencil that was just a regular colored pencil, and this beautiful plum was the watercolor pencil, and you can create different looks with it. So I hope you found it inspiring. It really helped me to get the inspiration going. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.